What is up, guys? HDProdigyGaming, or Prod, back once again for TDI Reverend, bringing you guys another gameplay as well as commentary. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first two that I uploaded. I'm sure they will be linked somewhere on this so you can check them out, as well as by going to the TheDirectImpact page and watching them there. So we'll get right into this. So this is a very nice gameplay with the PP90 M1 on C-Town. We won't focus on the gameplay too much. We're actually going to focus on COD Elite, which will be the subject today, after speaking about a few other COD-related subjects in the past videos. So I did buy COD Elite when they first announced the ability to buy the special edition, which would include Elite. I did go ahead and get it, and I actually ended up buying two for some reason. I actually had my dad go and pick it up the day it came out, and I thought it was interesting that the guy at the store actually asked him if he wanted to buy a code that came with the disc, even though he already actually had COD Elite. My dad, not knowing what that meant, went ahead and bought it for me, so we actually ended up getting two. I was very surprised, and the GameStop guy actually did that. I'm not sure if he just wasn't familiar that we already actually got the Elite, or if he was looking to sell another one. So I ended up getting two. I'll actually probably give away the other one at some point. And I've been experimenting with it a lot. I definitely think it was interesting how COD put this into their series, and I definitely think it'll be something that we'll look for in the future. However, I do have a couple of things to talk about with it. So for people who don't know, COD Elite is kind of this website that allows you to track Modern Warfare 3 on the internet, as well as with the app on your Xbox. And the app on your Xbox is very similar to the app on the website. However, the app on the Xbox is slightly limited compared to the website, but it does have a pretty cool interface. It allows you to check your maps, see what's going on, your KD, and stuff like that. However, I think that the $60 price, which was what it was originally, I believe it went down to $50 now, is kind of overpriced. Now, I've heard a lot of people talk about this, whether you should get it or you should not, as there are kind of some perks and some disadvantages. So we're going to go through those and talk about them. So to start off, you get all the map packs for free. However, they're not really technically for free, as you did go ahead and buy the COD Elite, which was that $50, but you are saving a little bit of money, as the map packs are usually $20, and you do get them ahead of time. They look to come in packs of 2 right now, as they gave away 2 in the first one, and I'm assuming they'll give away 2 in this next month, which will be February. I actually believe they come out on the 21st. But I think it's interesting how they added this feature of allowing people to get map packs early. PS3 always got map packs later than Xbox, and with COD Elite, they actually still get them later. But I thought it was interesting how they added this in, as they had never done something before where you would have to pay for this service. Looking into the next COD, I can't imagine that they're really going to continue with Elite. I'm assuming that they'll keep the website up and keep updating it and stuff, but I'm assuming that Black Ops 2, Believing, will be the next COD game. In my opinion, they should make it a free service that does have its perks. With this, would say that, you are paying a little bit, maybe a lot less. I was thinking the range of more like $20 to $30, and maybe you don't get all the map packs for free, or you get a discounted price. It is slightly a good deal, but I think sometimes people don't want these map packs, and they just want to play the game, and they did buy COD Elite expecting a little bit more. Personally, I'm happy with my COD Elite. I paid $60 when it did come out, and it allows me to get all those map packs for free, but there's a lot of other features that come with it. On the site, it actually allows you to see your heat maps, which I've used quite a bit. I actually do a spawn series on my channel where I go over the spawns, I explain how to manipulate them, and I explain all the locations, and the heat maps have really helped out. If you go into there, you can actually figure out the spawns within a few minutes by looking at, where you die the most, where you're kind of getting a lot of kills, and kind of basing it off that, as well as going into matches and just killing yourself a lot. I do that in private matches all the time to figure out those specific areas where people are spawning, and it's really improved my game. So I definitely think that COD Elite, for those serious players, will help you out, but for a lot of people it's just not necessary. It does offer some features that will help the community out, but I think overall, for them to be charging that much, they should be looking to add some more features, which I believe they're going to do. I'm assuming that within the distant future, they'll add more and more features on the site. There's like 5 main areas right now. There's like compete, connect, and stuff like that. It allows you to, track your kills, track your deaths, how to raise your KD. I thought was an interesting feature, where it actually tells you how many more kills you need to raise your KD to this amount, and how many deaths you can afford to get, and a lot of interesting calculators on there to allow you to do that. So I definitely think it was smart, though. Whoever came up with that idea, I give them huge props for kind of coming up with more of a way for them to connect. As a few commentaries ago, I talked about how they added the community playlist, and that really affected, how the community now has sort of a say, but they still definitely are looking to get more interaction. I think that's the main thing that we're looking for right now as we head into the next Call of Duties, is the most community interaction possible. The main thing that when people play video games is that being able to connect with people, and being able to connect on that level where it's fun. And I think the main thing with that is, you have to be able to connect with the makers of the game. If they're they're able to talk to you and you're able to give your feedback, you know, your points, your tips, and help them improve their game, it's going to be more enjoyable to play. And I think right now that's what Call of Duty is lacking. Although it has always listened to the community slightly, they can definitely listen a lot more. There's been a huge argument with the Modern Warfare 3 LAN system and stuff like that, although that is pretty big change they will need to make. But they really need to start really listening to the community more. I think that COD will be a much more enjoyable series and will continue being large if it really listened to the community and added them in. You look at these larger games where the community plays a really driving role. I'll use Halo 3 as an example. They had a playlist that would allow you to grab community maps, and it was a huge hit. You would have people that sit there all day building these amazing maps that they could then submit to this and, you know, let all these other people see it, and it allowed the community to almost, you know, kind of get out there in their own way, not necessarily just playing a video game, but enabling all these people to see your work. And I think if Call of Duty continues on the way that they are, you know, adding the community a little bit into each game, Modern Warfare 3 was definitely a huge step, adding this community playlist that actually has Infected and Drop Zone now, and I believe Gun Game will actually be added soon, which should be pretty enjoyable as well. Definitely a smart step, and I think they're looking to continue growing, and I think that's their goal right now, is really to get the community more involved. Call of Duty has really always been one of those games where the community really hasn't been much involved. The game's kind of made, they put out the patches, and they really never listened necessarily the community and really what they wanted. You know, they make those adjustments that have to be made, whether it be a patch, whether it be like a glitch that needs to be, you know, getting rid of, but they've never really listened to the point of changing actual features or something where they're actually physically altering the game, and I think that's what they need to start doing, and will definitely improve their games. So as we look into the next COD, my hopes right now are definitely a community playlist and possible Forge. I had mentioned this before. A Forge mode where you can build your own maps, customize your guns would be a pretty sweet feature. I think I mentioned that before as well. If you were able to physically customize the gun, not necessarily the actual mechanics of it, whether it be the range, whether it be the fire rate, anything like that, but being able to change what, like the barrel size or anything like that, would really add that customization that people look for, because the more interaction people get, the more they feel like they're in the game and they make a difference, and it allows them to enjoy it on a deeper level. Instead of just playing it, they almost get to, you know, be in it in that sense. So I definitely think that that's what we're looking for in the next COD. Some other things, definitely listen to the community, you know, perk wise. A lot of perks in Modern Warfare 3, you know, were not wanted necessarily. A lot of them were, and they did bring them back very smartly, but I definitely think the next COD needs to take the best from every Call of Duty. It's really a milestone that we're going to be looking at, whether Call of Duty continues with this amazing work and they make another Call of Duty. I'm assuming Black Ops 2 is what it's rumored to be, and they really continue with that, and they're able to create another quality game, or they kind of take a step back and they really don't listen to the community, they don't add those features that we enjoy, and that's really what we're looking for. So leave some tips on what you guys think will be involved in the next COD, you know, what you guys want, as well as some commentary topics. If you guys would like me to talk about anything specific, I always ask Reverend, who gives me the privilege to make these commentaries for him, you know, what he would like to see, and I try to, you know, kind of base it off of his, and then also include other things. So if you guys want to hear anything specific, I'd be more than happy to include it, whether it be tips and tricks, you know, anything that's wanted. I guess we'll talk about Moabs right now, as the game will come to an end. There isn't a Moab this match, but I guess we'll be looking into the next COD, and I hope they do have nukes. In my opinion, the Moab was alright. It definitely enables a lot more camping, because people don't have those kill streaks, and they're really looking to sit in those corners, although there still was camping Modern Warfare 2. But I think it'd be cool if they kind of met it halfway. If they were able to somehow have some kill streaks count towards your different perks and your different abilities on getting that nuke, or if they added different options. Maybe the MOAB is always there, but you can put on a nuke instead and enable yourself to use your kill streaks to get it, but maybe it doesn't end the game. But I think there's a lot of options for the next Call of Duty, and I'll make a full video on that if you guys want to hear that as well. They have so many different things that they can do, and they can look at all these other first-person shooters and really take the quality from them and take the things that people like and really build a great game. I wouldn't actually be surprised the next Call of Duty includes a feature where it's going to look a lot different. They've always kind of done this, where you get a few Call of Duties that look the same, and then boom, you get one that looks a lot different. You know, you went from COD 4 to Modern Warfare 2, you know, kind of very similar. Then you go to Black Ops, which really doesn't look anything like either of them. So I think we're definitely looking at this next COD that they might do something similar to that, and you know, I would hope to do that. I think it's very interesting when we're able to switch it up like that and see what the community thinks. So on to other topics. That is pretty much it. I've wrapped it up. We we covered the community playlist. We covered a little bit of COD Elite, as well as what we expect to see in the next COD. So I guess we'll hear some more rumors soon. I'm assuming they might release a trailer in the not too distant future, as we are about 2 to 3 months after Modern Warfare 2 did come out. So they will definitely be releasing some news soon. I'm assuming we're looking at kind of a March to April range of the next Call of Duty, as it will probably be released in November. So we'll be looking to get trailers out soon and a lot of other info on that. So within a few days of them releasing some info, we'll definitely have a video up explaining different things on it, as well as giving some tips and whatnot like that. So thank you guys for watching. Of course, HDProdigyGaming here, or Prod, commenting for TDI Reverend. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like as well as some feedback if you did, and I will see you guys later.
Reverend, unmute your fucking mic and talk to me right now, homo. I need to tell you something. Reverend!